We're starting to see LEGO Castle make a bit of a return. But let's take a look at some of the amazing LEGO Castle sets from the 1980s and the 1990s. Hello everyone, welcome to Second Brick to the Left. Here we talk about LEGO set news, reviews and tips. Before we dive in, please be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. If you collected LEGO during the 80s or the 90s, I am sure you would have seen many LEGO castle sets on the shelves. I remember my local toy store had plenty, and although I was a LEGO Pirates girly, my brother did have some castle sets. And with many brother-sister relationships, his toys were also fair game for me. I loved building things with the castle walls. In today's video, we'll be looking at the best LEGO sets from the castle theme. We'll focus on sets from the 80s and 90s, but drop me a comment below if you think I should do the 2000s as well. As these sets are now over 20 years old, they are all retired and have been for a long time. But I'm sure with enough searching and enough coins, you can find these somewhere. This is my top 10. If you disagree, please leave your own top 10 in the comments below. So let's get into the top 10 LEGO Castle sets from the 80s and 90s. The 10th best LEGO Castle set is the Knight's Castle from 1984. It had an item number of 6073 and had 408 pieces. In some markets, this was also known as the Black Knight's Castle, although not to be confused with another Black Knight's Castle that might make it into this list later on. We're kicking our list off with a nice simple set here. It's a very traditional European looking castle with turrets, a wall around it, and a drawbridge. This would have been a great first set for anyone looking to get into LEGO Castle. If the shields didn't give it away, this castle was under the control of the Black Falcons. It had 6 minifigures and 2 horses. We're keeping with the Black Falcons in our next set. It's the Black Falcon's Fortress. This was released in 1986 and had an item number of 6074. It had 435 pieces. This is similar to our previous set, but features a larger entrance and a structure at the rear with fantastic black roofs. In some markets, this was called Castle Draco and the Black Knight. This set came with 6 minifigures and 2 horses. Now, if I remember correctly, my brother had this set. I remember that yellow wall and I remember hating it. I know the LEGO colour palette was a lot less diverse back in the 1980s, but the yellow just seems so out of place. Growing up in the UK, I was very used to seeing castles, but bright yellow was never a colour I associated with them. Looking at this set now, I'm guessing this wall was supposed to be made out of straw. The 8th best LEGO Castle set is the Dark Forest Fortress. This was released in 1996. It had an item number of 6079 and had 464 pieces. This set featured a forest-themed fortress, complete with buildings modelled in and around trees. The set came with a raised base plate with a green and rocky print that was only used in this set. As the name suggests, it was part of the Dark Forest sub-theme. There were 6 minifigures consisting of forestmen and dragon knights, plus there was a skeleton. The front of one of the trees can be felled to reveal the inside. At 7, we have King's Mountain Fortress, item number 6081. This was also known as the Haunted Castle. It was released in 1990. It had 435 pieces, and it came with 6 knight minifigures, a maiden and a ghost, as well as 2 horses. There's nothing too wow about this set. It's just overall good. The structure is nice, I love the trees, and it works well together. It was part of the Lion's Knight sub-theme, as you can easily tell from the shields and horsebarding. At 6, we have the fire-breathing fortress, also known as Castle Carrig. This was released in 1993 with an item number of 6082. It had 397 pieces. The set features a black castle on top of a raised green base plate with black and grey printing. The black and green together look amazing. This set featured the Wizard Magisto, as well as 4 Dragon Knights and one of the Wolf Pack. There was also a brick-built dragon. Although a lot of the build fun is taken away in this set with the raised base plate and several big ugly rock pieces, the structure itself is interesting and looks great. Our 5th best LEGO castle set is from the Fright Night sub-theme. It's Night Lord's Castle from 1997. It had an item number of 6097 and had 601 pieces. This castle belonged to Basil the Batlord, the leader of the Fright Knights. This stunning castle certainly has height to it, and the mix of grey and black pieces give it an ominous feel. There are plenty of bat-themed embellishments across the set and a fierce black dragon. It came with 7 minifigures, including Basil the Batlord himself, as well as several Fright Knights, Willa the Witch, and a Royal Knight. Plus there was a skeleton. The recent LEGO CMF Series 25 featured a character referred to as the Vampire Knight, but the resemblance to the Batlord is uncanny. Perhaps his castle is out there somewhere too, waiting to make its return. At 4, we have the Black Knight's Castle from 1992. It had an item number of 6086 and had 588 pieces. It was also known as the Dungeon Master's Castle. This impressive black castle was built on a raised base plate. This set came with a grille as a portcullis and a drawbridge, both of which were operated with ropes. There is a good selection of pieces with the blue and red wyvern dragon motifs across the set, denoting these were the Black Knights. The set came with 11 knight minifigures and a ghost, as well as 4 horses. For a castle, this was quite a colourful set with the green base, the red roofs, and pops of yellow and blue throughout. Before we reveal our top 3, we have some honourable mentions. I love a bit of magic, so our first honourable mention is the Witch's Magic Manor. This was released in 1997 and was part of the Fright Night sub-theme of LEGO Castle. It had an item number of 6087 and had 250 pieces. It featured a witch's lair with flame details as well as a dragon. It came with several Fright Knights and Willa the Witch, who was also known as Hubble Bubble in the UK. The next honourable mention is the Flying Ninja Fortress from 1998. This Japanese themed castle was part of the ninja sub-theme and had an item number of 6093. It had 694 pieces. The red, black and white look amazing together. It came with 8 minifigures and a skeleton. One thing I absolutely love about this set is the 4x6 printed stonework pieces at the base. This is the type of detailing I really feel was missing from the recent LEGO Himeji Castle. And speaking of Himeji Castle, the other criticism I had with that set was the lack of attention to detail with the Sachihoko, which this ninja set had. Our third honourable mention is the Forestman's River Fortress. In some markets, this was called Robin's Lake Stronghold. It was released in 1989. It had 357 pieces and an item number of 6077. I love the black trees in this with the castle built into them. The green leaves and blue water base plate work well with the castle colours. The back was hinged so you could reveal the inside. It came with 5 forestmen and a crusader. The next honourable mention is the Wolfpack Tower, item number 6075. This was released in 1992 and had 236 pieces. It also went by the name Wolves Island Lair. We couldn't let this video go by without including the fearsome renegades of the LEGO Castle theme, the Wolf Pack. Although the Wolf Pack got very few sets of their own, they did feature as minifigures in more. The Wolf Pack Tower is certainly the best and biggest of the Wolf Pack sets. It features a black structure with red roofs built on a rock with a bridge and water-themed baseplate. The final honourable mention is the Royal Drawbridge. This was part of the Royal Knights theme and was released in 1995. It had an item number of 6078 and had 258 pieces. This set would work really well in a bigger castle scene, but being that it's just a drawbridge, it can't quite make it into our top 10. It looks great though. While you might expect a drawbridge to raise upwards, this set instead came with a small rope which could attach to a leaf piece underneath the bridge, which, when pulled, would send whatever was on the bridge into the water. It's a nice fun little feature. Now back to our top 3. The third best LEGO Castle set is the King's Castle from 1984. In some markets, it was called Castle Lion. It had an item number of 6080 and had 664 pieces. This is part of the Lion Knight sub-theme, which is clear from the numerous lion-themed shields. This is similar to the 10th best set in the list, but on a much larger scale. It has a traditional castle look to it with the grey bricks and the shape of the battlements. If the Knight's Castle was your gateway set to LEGO Castle, then the King's Castle is a full addiction. The castle is built on 3 base plates, giving it a total area of 32 by 38 studs. That's pretty huge. It had 12 minifigures, which puts it into the top 5 of the LEGO Castle sets with the largest amount of minifigures. Our second best LEGO Castle set is from the Black Knight sub-theme. It's Black Monarch's Castle from 1988. It had an item number of 6085 and had 702 pieces. It also went by the name the Black Fortress. This black castle looks amazing, and like the previous set, came with a whopping 12 minifigures. It also came with 4 horses, of which 2 had dragon printed barding. It had a brick-built portcullis and a drawbridge, both of which could be raised with ropes. This is similar to the Black Knight's Castle that we had at 4th place. However, Black Knight's Castle took away some of the building fun, with the single grille piece instead of a brick-built portcullis, and the raised base plate, which does feel like cheating now. And finally, the best LEGO Castle set from the 80s and 90s is Royal Knights Castle. This epic set was released in 1995 and had a huge 764 pieces, which also makes it the largest of the LEGO Castle sets released in the 80s and 90s. It had an item number of 6090. It featured an impressive castle in black and grey with regal blue roofs. There were multiple buildings within the castle, and it also came with a portcullis that could be raised and lowered. This set came with a raised base plate in green with black stone printing, which was unique to this set. The wide use of the lion's head motif on the shields and flags clearly marks this as a castle belonging to the Royal Knights. The set came with 9 knights, as well as a skeleton and a ghost. The size, look and playability of this set makes this the best LEGO castle set of the 80s and the 90s. Well, that brings us to the end of this list. Do you agree with my top 10? Let me know in the comments below. And let me know which sets you had. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like as it really helps out my channel. And if you want to see more videos like this, then please subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!